Hello and welcome to Merciful Love. My name is Mercy. So today I want to share with you something that I experienced in the Catholic Church that really broke me. It was so bad that at that time I was even considering suicide. So, disclaimer, the reason why I'm sharing this is not because the church is bad or the priests are bad or anything. It is just my experience. Same way, like, when you go through school and, a teacher maybe mistreats you or something, it does not mean that the school is bad or the teacher is bad. It is just that particular experience, okay? Okay, so in the Catholic Church, they are very strict on the sacrament of marriage. Like, if you're not married in church, they don't consider you as officially married. Like, you can't even receive the Eucharist if you're not married in church with a priest and all that. They're so strict on that. So anything that is not that means that the union is not holy. It is not a holy union. So it means that any kid that is born from that is born in sin. Actually, they used to say they are born of lust. L-U-S-T. So, personally, I come from a polygamous family because my mom was a second wife to my father. He had a first wife who had six kids, and then he married my mom, and he had us, me and my brother. The relationship was okay with the other family. They used to visit us, we used to visit them. Even after my dad died, we used to continue just to visit each other. His family knew us, we knew, it was official. In the African setup, it is not weird to have 2 or more wives. So my mom was the second wife, and I was the youngest of both families. So being in this situation made it clear that I was born out of wedlock, according to the priests. I was born out of wedlock. And this ministry was so strict on this, such that they would not allow a child born without both parents to join their order to become a priest. Like, for you to become a priest in this ministry, you had to have come from a nuclear family, or a family that had both parents. So, I was already damned. The fact that my mom did not have a church wedding, and she was she was in a polygamous relationship, it meant that I was damned. Like, I was born I was a child out of wedlock, born of lust. So, and these priests were really trying to stop people from the sin of fornication. And I understand the goal. I understand the teachings at that time. It was to dissuade us and to persuade people not to engage in fornication, not to bring children out of wedlock. And there was this verse that they used to read. Those Catholics know we have this. There's this book called the Book of Wisdom. It's not in the other Bibles. It's not in the Protestant Bibles. It's one of the books that were removed from the Protestant Bibles. So this is the Book of Wisdom, chapter 3, from verse 16. They repeated this word over and over again. I know the point was to dissuade people from fornication. Let me just read the verses for you. There are 3 verses. So it is Wisdom, the Book of Wisdom, chapter 3, from verse 16 to 19. But it says, quote, "But children of adulterers will not come to maturity, and the offspring of an unlawful union will perish. Even if they live long, they will be held of no account. And finally, their old age will be without honor. If they die young, they will have no hope and no consolation on the day of judgment. For the end of an unrighteous generation is grievous. I'll repeat. But children of adulterers will not come to maturity, and the offspring of an unlawful union will perish. Even if they live long, they will be held of no account, and finally their old age will be without honor. If they die young, they will have no hope and no consolation on the day of judgment. For the end of an unrighteous generation is grievous. Yeah. So, when you tell this to people, to prohibit them, like to caution them from engaging in unlawful sexual acts, it is threatening enough. It is threatening enough, if you are told that, if you get a kid out of wedlock, this is what is going to happen to them. They will perish. They will not live long. Their old age will be without honor. Even if they die young, they will have no hope. There will be no consolation. Like, they are totally damned. The fact that they're saying that there will be no consolation in the day of judgment, it means they are damned in this world and they are damned in the next world. Like, there is clearly no heaven for them. So when you use these words now to scare people or to dissuade people or to convince people not to engage in unlawful sexual acts according to the Bible, it will work. It will work. But now the other question was, what about us who are already here? What about those who are already here from those unions? What about them? What exactly are you telling them? So are you telling us you are telling us we are already damned. So what are we supposed to do with that information? Like, I need someone to help me understand, because each time they used to repeat that verse in almost every retreat, because they used to repeat it so much, and I used to ask myself, so what am I doing? The fact that there's no consolation for me even when I die, and I'm already damned here, so what happens to me? So at that time, that's all, I was thinking, maybe I should just kill myself, because there's no place for me in this world. Because the rules are clear. If you are not born in a holy union whereby you are married in church and not in either church, Catholic church, you are not born in such a holy union, that means you're a child of an adulterer. Like, you are born out of lust. And they're saying, you not succeed, there's no, all these things. And at that time I was experiencing the same. I was feeling like nothing was working out for me at that time. That was my feeling. I've explained before, I was struggling. I didn't even have basic needs, and this is a struggle I had borne for a long time. And now I felt like, is this why I suffer so much? Because I was born in an unholy union, and I considered suicide. I can honestly say I considered suicide because I was like, even heaven doesn't want us. because you've heard the word. It says even when you die, there's no consolation for you in the day of judgment. So that thing destroyed my self-confidence. I didn't have, I developed low self-esteem because clearly I'm not a worthy person. I'm just sin. Sin is written all over me. Sin, and there's no mercy for me even after I die. So I was wondering, so why am I doing all this? Why am I praying all these prayers? If I'm damned to suffer in this world and the next, so what? What do you do with that information? So that's why my self-esteem was destroyed. I'll just sit. That's why at some point I didn't even want to look. I couldn't even look for work anymore. I didn't see a purpose for living. I was a damned soul. According to the teachings at that time. Yes, I know the teachings will apply well if you are cautioning people, but what about the people who are here now? Who are born of the same? What do they do? Because the word is so clear. There is no consolation for them even if they die. Even on judgment day, there's no consolation for them. You will suffer in this world and then you will suffer in the next. So that was one of the things that really destroyed my self-esteem when I was a Christian. And that is why it is important to have a personal relationship with God. Because after I left and I used to sit in meditation, I believe in God, and I've always believed in God. And the way I know God operates, there is nothing that happens under the sun that God does not know. There's no way God did not know, this union is going to, all life comes from God. So what do you mean that I don't deserve to be here, and you deserve to be here because you think you are born in a holy union? How do you measure holiness? How do you know in that moment of conception these people were not in their highest state of holiness? How do you know just because your parents were married in church, in your point of conception it was not lust but love, or that kind of thing? How do you know? How can you just condemn God's being like that? How can you just condemn all of those people? It's like we are not supposed to be here. So I don't know if anyone experienced the same or felt the same way because of the same verse. But all I can say is that there's nothing that happens in this world without God's go-ahead. And if God is love, He loves all of us equally. There's no one who's more special than the other. I might be wrong. There's so much that I do not know. I'm glad I overcame that because I know myself, I love myself, I know God loves me despite whatever rules there are. Because, okay, let's be real. When did we start having weddings? How many people in the Bible had multiple wives and still God loved them and loved their children? So why would you make people feel so bad about themselves, about a choice that is not theirs? So this is one of the things that I feel are messed up. That was one thing that I felt once. It took a while to heal, and I think it is really, really messed up. And yeah, everyone out there, you deserve to be here. Everybody deserves to be here. If we did not, let me tell you, if God did not want anyone to be here, they will not be here. That's the truth. Nothing happens that, gets God off guard, like, oh my God, that there's another child born? Oh, what are we going to do? No. I don't think of God, so God operates that. He knows everything. He's the author of everything. So why? Why does that verse even exist anyway? So yeah, so I'm still sharing my experiences in the church, and not necessarily in the church, but in life. And some of them, I think, they are messed up, like this one. And I hope I can find someone to help me understand it. I hope I can find someone to help me understand this verse, because yeah, it took a lot from me. It destroyed me, it broke me. And I was already down. I was struggling even with my identity and my purpose and all that. And then when you're looking for a purpose, and then you someone preaches such kind of a word to you, and this person in authority, someone you trust, someone you look up to. So you are seated there looking for a purpose, your purpose in life, and someone tells you that since you were born according to them out of an unrighteous union, then you are damned. There's no even point to look for a purpose, because you're damned. And you're not really, like there's no rescue, there's no hope for you. You are damned here and thereafter. Because in Christianity, there's this idea that heaven is a different place. So there's also no heaven for you. So you're going to suffer here, and there's also no heaven for you. But later, when I was just in my healing process, meditating and thinking, I looked around, and I could see successful people who came from similar unions, presidents, and I could see other people struggling worse than me, who were apparently born in Holy Union. So, no. Yeah. You deserve to be here. Everyone deserves to be here. We make life what you want it to be. Let no one tell you that you don't deserve to be here, or you are a lesser human being because some people have put some laws, some rules, some standards, and they make you feel less. No. If there's anyone who was better than anyone than any other, they will be in a different place. They wouldn't be here. We are breathing in the same air. We are drinking the same water. So if you are really, really special as you think you are, you will have special air, So, yeah, that is one of the things that I said no. No, I'm not unwanted by God, especially. Can you imagine being unwanted by God? Like, what else do you have? Humans will reject you, but imagine when the word says even God rejects you, because when they say, like, there's no consolation for you even the day of judgment. Like, what hope does that person have? Why will that person want to be here? So yeah, don't be that person that makes other people feel like they don't deserve to be here, and don't allow anyone to make you feel like you don't deserve to be here. If anyone didn't deserve to be here, they wouldn't be here. And if someone feels like they're too special to be here, they wouldn't be here. They'll be in a different place enjoying a different experience. So the fact that we're still breathing in the same air, we're still using all our blood is red, we're all in the same mess. No one is special. Just different levels of the same mess. Yeah, so I felt important to share that, because that is one of the things that, instead of building me up, tore me down. So thank you, and see you in the next episode.